Hey everybody. So we need to do a little practice on conversions. So what I want you to do is I want you to follow along. We're going to talk about customary. Customary conversions are first. Customary, if you remember, are the measurements that we use here in the United States. So we're going to go ahead and on page 186 in our book, let me see if I can go there. Page 186. We have this chart right here. This is going to help us. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to snip this into the document that we're working on right now for this video so we can have a copy of it there. And this is what we're going to be using to make our conversions. So we need to go back to this chart every single time. Okay, let's go back over here and I'll plug it into this document. Right, there it is. Okay, so here we have customary, and the metric unit is there as well. So we're going to start with customary. 1 foot equals 12 inches. 1 yard equals 36 inches, and so on. 1 mile equals 1,760 yards. 1 mile equals 5,280 feet. And then we go over the weight category. 1 pound equals 16 ounces. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. And then capacity. Capacity is something that holds something. 1 cup is 8 fluid ounces. 1 pint is equal to 2 cups. Here we got 1 quart is equal to 4 cups. And then 1 gallon is equal to 4 quarts. And we're going to talk about metric in a little bit. So let's say I have a problem that says something like, oh, I have maybe 4 feet, and I want to convert that to inches. So I say 4 feet equals how many inches? So I look at my chart up here, and under customary, I'm looking for something that has feet and inches in it. So what I'm going to do is on the right side of my equation, I'm going to put the exact same labels in, feet to inches. So you can see here it says feet to inches, feet to inches. They're exactly the same. They have to look exactly the same. Okay. Let me get rid of these purple marks. Okay, so now I go back up to my conversion factor, which is right here. And I see that it says 1 foot, and I'm going to plug that in. 1, I know it says feet, 1 foot equals 12 inches. So I simply just plug in those numbers. And here's where the cross multiplying happens. I go ahead and I draw my butterflies. And remember, this side, we're going to say, okay, we got 1 times an unknown number. So that means 1 times x equals, and then this side is going to be 4 times 12. 1 times x, we could just say that's x. That's what we're solving for, the unknown. And 4 times 12, that's 48. What are we looking for? We're looking for inches. So our answer is 48 inches. 4 feet equals 48 inches. Let's do another one. So let's go with, how about, we'll do weight. If I had, oh, I don't know, let's go with 48,000 pounds, and I want to know how many tons is that. 48,000 pounds equals how many tons? So first thing I do is I'm going to write my equation, the right side, with the labels exactly the same way. Same labels. Pounds to tons, pounds to tons. So on the left side, pounds to tons. On the right side, pounds to tons. You can see pounds to tons, pounds to tons. I go back over to my conversion chart. This is weight. So I look for something that has to do with those two labels. There it is, tons and pounds. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill in my right side. Well, 1T, so that means 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. Okay, so I just simply filled it in. Now I go ahead and I'm going to cross multiply. Now in this case, the left side is 2,000 times the unknown amount of tons, so that's 2,000 times x. And on the right side, it's going to be 48,000 times 1. 2,000 times x, well, that's going to be 2,000x. And 48,000 times 1, 48,000. Okay, now I need to solve for x. So I draw my curtain in between the two. I need to isolate x, so the inverse operation of 2,000 times x is going to be divided by 2,000. I'm going to divide by 2,000. Oops. I'm going to do it to both sides. Okay, that cancels each other out. And 2,000 into 48,000, or 48,000 divided by 2,000, that is going to be 14 tons. Forget that was 14 tons. That's our answer. Now, why did we multiply it on the first problem, and why did we divide it on the second problem? It's the setup. It's the way we set it up. We put our labels in. Okay, so on the first problem, remember it was feet to inches, and then on the right we put feet to inches. Well, look at over here, we had 1 foot equals 12 inches. But over here, it's pounds to tons, pounds to tons. Here, the one is on the bottom, 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. So the labels, in essence, force us, it kind of tells us, is this going to be a multiplication problem or is it going to be a division problem? It sets it up for us. Okay. So I hope that makes the customary a little bit more clear. Now I want to talk about the metric system. Okay. This one, in my opinion, is pretty much the easiest one to do. And for that, I'm going to go to here. I'm going to grab this chart right here. We have this in our notes. I'll make this a little bit bigger. So everything in the metric system is based off of this middle right here. We got the meter, that's length, the gram, that's weight, and the liter, that's capacity. That's something that you can hold something. Everything above that, for every step up, is 10 times that amount, okay? And for every step below, it's 1/10 of that amount. But I think where the confusion comes in is when you're going from one measurement to the other. So a meter is, we're going to start right here, okay, right in the middle. Okay, so if I had something like, let's say I'm converting 5 meters, and I'm that line, okay, 5 meters, and I'm starting for star. I'm starting right there. Okay, I'm going up 2, 3 steps. Okay, you can see that my red arrow is going to the left. Okay, so Because I have 5 meters, my decimal is right here. Remember, every whole number, there's always a decimal that's hiding right there. So I'm going to move my decimal 3 places to the left. 1, 2, 3. So my decimal ends up here. Got to put in placeholders. So my final answer is 0.005, in this case, kilometers. A kilometer is bigger than a meter. So I need, this is 5 meters, so it's going to be like really, really small number compared to 5 meters. So I moved my decimal to the left. Let's do another problem. This is the one that gives a lot of people the most trouble. So let's say if we started, with, oh, I don't know, 3.2 millimeters. Start right here. And we're going to go, let's just go one place. We're going to end up right here. So we're moving up just one place. I'm going to go to the left. You can see I'm moving my arrow, that red arrow, going up the stairs. So I'm going to go up one spot. So my answer, converting from millimeters to centimeters, is 0.32 centimeters. Let's look at the other one. If we were going, let's say we have, oh, I don't know, 3 kilometers. We want to change that to meters. Okay, we're starting here, and we're going down 1, 2, 3 spots. We're going to end up at the meters. So my decimal is hiding right here. This is the whole number. I'm going to the right this time. It says, the blue box, to convert from large to smaller units. We're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. We're going to multiply by 10 for each step. So I'm moving to the right. So watch this. 1, 2, 3. My decimal's ending up here, and I'm going to put in placeholder. So my answer is 3,000 meters. Let's go with, how about a 2-liter soda? 2-liter soda. And we want to see how many milliliters. We're going from 2 liters, milliliters. We're starting right here. And we're going to go down 1, 2, 3 steps. We went to the right. My decimal is after the 2 because it's a whole number. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 places. Put in my placeholder. My answer is 2,000 milliliters. So the key to this is wherever you start, what I do is I put a star there. And I see where I'm going. If it's meters to kilometers or kilometers, I'm going up 1, 2, 3 places. So I can see I'm going up. I'm following this red arrow, which means I have to move my decimal to the left 3 times. So keep that in mind. Pay attention to these arrows. They're telling you which way to move your decimal. The last thing that we talked about was converting between 2 systems. So between customary and metric. Okay. Here, we needed to go to page 191, I believe. Let's see if I can get there. 191, go ahead and go forward in the book a little bit. There we go. So it's the same principle as customary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to copy this chart into a OneNote right here. Now, this is an approximation. This isn't exactly, uh, not as exact as maybe Google would have it. So here, 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. 1 foot is about, that's what the squiggly lines mean, approximately 0.305 meters. 1 mile is about 1.61 kilometers. Over in weight and mass, 1 pound is about 0.54 kilograms. And then capacity, 1 gallon is about 3.79 liters. So the same thing happens where we set it up as an equation. So let's say we're going to go, let's say we're going to go let's make it 4 inches is how many centimeters? First thing you need to do is put in your labels exactly the way you have it on the left side. Exactly, same exact way. Now I look at my chart on page 191 and I say, okay, inches to centimeters. That is right here. And I don't want a blue line. I want the highlighter. Get rid of that. And make it worse. No. Oh my gosh, you guys are getting worse. Are you kidding me? My eraser's not going to work right now. There we go. Okay. There we go. Whew. Okay. So 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. So I plug it in. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. I'm going to do my cross cancel. The same thing applies here. 1 times an unknown. 1 times an unknown. And then on the right side, this is 4 times 2.54. 1 times an unknown, that's just 1 times x or x. And like I said, for these, you can use your calculator. So I'm going to take my calculator, punch in 4 times 2.54, and I got 10.16 centimeters. And guess what? I'm going to do it again. 4 times 2.54, and I got the same answer. Because remember what I said, garbage in equals garbage out. If you punch in the wrong number, you're going to get the wrong answer. So that takes care of that one. Let's do another one. Get rid of this. Okay. How about miles to kilometers? Actually, let's go. What if we had 4 kilometers and we want to know how many miles? Okay. I look at my chart. First thing I do is I set it up exactly the same. Kilometers, miles. And I plug in, remember I have to have it set up exactly the same. Kilometers to miles, kilometers to miles. And I say, okay, 1 mile is about 1.61 kilometers. Go ahead and do my cross multiply. Here, on the left side, I got 1.61 times the unknown. And on the right side, I got 4 times 1. 1.61 times x is 1.61x, and 4 times 1 is 4. And here, because I have to solve for x, draw the curtain, and I'm going to divide by 1.61 on both sides. So on the left side, x equals, that cancel each other out. The numerator gets plugged into the calculator first. 4 divided by 1.61 equals. I got this crazy number, 2.48447,205. A lot of us on that test, we got some wrong because it said round to the hundredths place. The second number is the hundredths place. We look to its neighbor, and since that's under 5, we leave it. So it's going to be 2.48, and then this is miles. Okay, I hope that helps. I'm going to give you guys some extra problems to work on, and let me know if you guys need any help. And wish you guys the best of luck. Take care.